issue.
Me as a species, then. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and the first official podcast episode. This is sponsored by TH Management. Go and check them out. They're pretty cool management. Me and Jake are under them. They're pretty decent, so go and check them out. Go and give them a follow. Today I'm here with Jake.
Hello.
Who's my friend. Yes, I have friends. I know it's a bit of a shock to the system for everyone. Everyone can calm down a minute. And we're just going to talk for a bit.
Yeah, I think we need things going on in the world at the minute.
Yeah. So do you want to introduce yourself? Because not many people might not know you.
So I'm Jake. I'm 18. I'm from the East Midlands. Play professional football. I do TikTok as sometimes a joke. And I'm one lazy bastard. There's not really else to say, really. I'm stuck indoors. I mean, if we're on about conversations, I mean, I've got a job in.
Have you?
Yeah.
For what?
A catering assistant at the NHS.
Oh, that's cool.
I've got that on Monday. So I'm now going through my work from like 2 years ago to re-jog my memory of everything. And I'm bored after 5 minutes.
Great.
I'm not enjoying it whatsoever. You know, I've got something to look forward to.
True that. You know me already. If not, I'm Charlotte. Been on social media for 5 years. Started on good old Musically back in the day.
God, I was never on Musically.
I've got nothing else to say. That's literally my life.
I was never on Musically. I don't know when I started. To be fair, I had a YouTube channel like 3 years ago.
So I started on Musically in September of 2015. A year later, then started my YouTube channel.
Jesus.
I was a lonely kid.
I had a YouTube. Still have the YouTube channel, but I don't post. But I had so many old videos, and you know when you just sit there and scroll through your old videos. No, okay, just me.
I can't do that.
Like you sort of sit there and cringe yourself out, and I was like, no.
That's why I can't do it, because I remember how I felt at the time I filmed those videos, and I weren't in the greatest headspace either. But I made them because I was lonely and I didn't have any friends, and I wanted friends, but instead I just got more bullied, so it didn't really help the situation.
The thing is, no one knew about my YouTube channel. It does, obviously.
I remember I was sitting in maths, right? Imagine 2016 Charlotte sitting there doing her maths work, learning some random crap, staying in school, and I remember this girl came up to me and she was like, "Oh, your YouTube channel came up on my recommended. Why are you starting YouTube? Is this your YouTube channel?" I was like, "No, I don't know who that is." And then she was like, "Are you sure it's not you?" And I was like, "No, that's not me." And then I was like, "So why have you got some videos up then with like your friends?" I was like, "Oh, it's me and my friend's shared channel." And then I know but your friends never like appeared on it apart from one video. I was like, "She's really busy and can't make content, so I'm making the content for it."
You just thought of every excuse under the sun, yeah.
That's just a typical Charlotte thing, though, isn't it?
Literally is.
I don't use that many excuses with you, though.
No, but you do in general.
Mhm.
Your excuse, you just no, I don't want to do it. Literally, or you just sit there and laugh.
And then you're like, "You don't want to do it, do you?" I'm like, "No." No, but you're. Yeah, but I always say this to my friends though. You're a bit different. Not as in like in a bad way different. But
I'm always.
No, but as in, with you, I don't because I trust you a lot. I don't really hide things as such.
Yeah.
Debatable, but I don't hide things as such to a certain extent.
You tell me more of the important stuff than you would anyone else.
Mhm.
And then I have to sit there and cry about it 3 hours later.
Do you actually? Oh. I'm gonna say, you sure you want to take back what we said in like yesterday's conversation?
No, I don't sit there and cry. You know what? I sat here and cried in months.
I don't know what that feels like.
I think it's honestly been a year since I've sat here and cried.
I don't know what that feels like because I cry nearly every single week over something, and then I tell you about it, and then we sort it out, and then I still cry about it the next day. Huh?
Every single week?
Yeah.
Change that to the day?
I knew you was gonna say that. I was trying to be a bit nicer to myself.
Oh, hello. But, yeah, no, not that bad. You're not as bad as everyone thinks you are.
What do you mean by that?
Crying-wise, everyone just thinks you cry.
Yeah.
You don't. You have a day.
It's like every other day.
Yeah, every other day. I'll give you that. Every other day. It's every other day, I think.
I wanted us to talk about how we became friends. And I want to know it from your point of view first, and then I'll say my point of view.
Well, it's like how long? What, 4 or 5 months, something like that?
Well, I look back on Snapchat, it was in November. We became friends.
Jesus, that was like 2 months ago.
If you want to know the exact day, it was the 8th of November.
Yeah, how do you know that?
It says it on Snapchat when you scroll down to the bottom, because my friend asked how long I knew you for, and I was like, I don't know. So I looked and it said the 8th of November.
We'll say 3 months, because we're getting close to February, so 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So we went on a TikTok. Obviously, Charlotte was the host. I actually just came on. And yeah, that's pretty much all I remember. Pretty much. I don't remember things. That's all I remember.
I remember our first one.
You'd messaged me to say that the group was.
Uh-huh.
You would come in and stop things. That was the first conversation ever. That was our first. Excuse me. And from that, we've just talked about the group chat and then just become friends from that, pretty much.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's what I've remembered.
That's literally all I can remember.
And now you do it on a day-to-day basis.
I don't mind. You keep me going. You keep my life.
What do you mean I keep my life going?
You keep my life going. Like, if you didn't tell me your life stories, I'd just be sat at home. Not doing. Like, I'd be so bored. Although you wake up about 3-4 hours later than me. Remember anything else?
I remember one time I logged out of Snapchat, which has happened a few times.
Yeah.
And I messaged you on Instagram, and I remember you hosting at one point. Do you remember the time? I'm gonna full on expose myself here. Do you remember the time where I was meant to do a group call at 8, but I didn't turn up to it. But then I joined and then muted, and then everyone was shouting my name, and then I left. And then you called me, and I was just sitting there crying.
Yeah, I remember that. There was so much stuff going on, and it got to the stage where everyone sort of found their little groups of people, and like you sort of had your Megan, Mel, and Morgan, and then when Amber got basically like shoved out of that, it was me, you, Amber, Chloe. Then you'd have Girl Morgan. Then you'd have Jamie, Louisa, someone else. Sure, and Ollie. Was it Ollie?
Yeah.
Ollie. And then there was a couple more. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No.
But it's like everyone had just found
people. Yeah.
Group. Respect every single one of them that are in there, apart from a few. But like there's like you, Louisa, Alyssa, Jamie, Chloe, Morgan, Girl Morgan, Amber. Like those. Do you respect for? Like I can get along with you lot, fine. It's like.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Because I felt really awkward hosting it. I always felt awkward being the host of it because it was going to go one of two ways. It was either the fact people are going to be nice to me or everyone's going to hate my guts. Majority of the time is everyone hated my guts for something along the lines. Pardon?
Everyone loved you. It was just you didn't tell anyone anything or why you were not there, or so they were just a bit like, oh, is she just leaving?
But then when I did try to, no one really paid attention to it, so that's why I didn't bother.
Yeah.
Apart from like you and like the others that were in our group, but apart from that, not many other people came in. I think more people, because I thought at first everyone was gonna think, oh, like she's just like the stuck-up host of it all, and she's gonna have to deal with like things that go on with it, especially a certain situation that we just don't need to talk about. I think everyone thought that it was either like the fact of me I've been stuck up, or me. I don't know what other word to use. Do you know what I mean? I don't think many people bothered in a roundabout way to try and get to know me as a person instead of me as the host.
Yeah.
Because me as a host was a totally different person to me as a person.
With you being a host, you put on a brave. You have to just pretend like nothing's happening around you and just deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of what you're doing, you sort of show who you are as a person, and then who you kind of want to be.
Yeah.
And try and clam them in to get into one to create you. Like, I don't even know what that meant. I'm like, whenever I go into something, I'm a totally different person. Obviously, I'm myself, who I am. Yeah. Like, on a brave face, don't tell anyone really anything. Not that anything happens anyways. It's just, you have to go into it completely different, and then if you get to know people and you can trust them, then tell them what's going on. Like, it was like with Megan. Like, I knew Megan coming in anyways, so I could tell Megan anything. Yeah. And she could help me with it, or she could guide me into the right direction for it, or blah blah blah. Obviously, I knew Oliver anyways from a different one, so I could trust Oliver. But what? As soon as everyone was like finished with it all, everyone sort of just drifted. Like, I know there was still some beef going on with a few certain people.
That somehow I got dragged into for no reason, just saying.
But I don't know the full story, but I know part of the story. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to get caught. The people that are involved, I'm sort of friends with both of them, so I'm not like going to bother choosing a side necessarily. I don't need to. Like,
I just kind of got dragged into it, and I don't really know how I came into the equation of all that, to be honest.
Oh, a certain someone just told me what happened, and I was like, oh, okay. It was just like someone was telling me a story.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, cool.
Maybe that was a good conversation. Yeah, cool.
So going back to the original question, me and Charles don't actually remember how we became friends. It was just through something.
Yeah, I think we was quite lucky the fact of me and you are very chilled, and we're very laid back, and realistically I'm not a very confident person at all. I don't really bother talking to people. But we kind of just got along. Like, I think we've always clicked and we've always got along. And
it was it was just pretty easy for us just to get along. So
that's how me and Jake became friends, peeps. I know there's people from my college watching this as well, so this is going to be even more funny. Cause I know some of them are watching. Because I know one girl who subscribed to it because she subscribed whilst we was on Zoom the other day. Hi, Isabel. Right, I'm gonna ask this question first, and then we'll go on to the other question because they're kind of linked. But this is about social media as a thing, you know. Someone asked, how has social media impacted on both your lives? And the only reason I'm going to ask this question is because obviously I've been on social media longer than you have. So I want to see the difference.
Right, okay. For me, it's not really big. Like, I've never, like you said, I haven't really been on it too long. So, like, TikTok, I was on it for nearly a year.
Yeah.
Snapchat, I've only, I think, honestly, about 3-4 years. Instagram, I have it, don't use it really.
So you hardly post on it?
Don't post on it. Twitter, I just scroll through. Facebook, I just scroll through. Like, there's nothing, for me, it isn't an impact. Like, there's, obviously, TikTok is different to, like, Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff, because you gain some sort of a quote following. So, you can, however you want it is how you want to take it. Whereas Twitter and all that stuff, you sort of, you're forced to do certain things, kind of. Obviously, yes, TikTok have like community guidelines of everything, but as a whole, impacted by anything. Don't get me wrong, my TikTok, Jake Leech, if anyone's...
I mean, you can follow me, it's alright. Really recommend.
I've gained 5,000, almost 5.5k, which don't for me is pretty because I remember this time last year I just downloaded the app. Within a month I'd had like 10.
Yeah.
So in a month I've gone. So within like 6 months I'm struggling on, I don't know, 400, 500 followers. Within 2 weeks in August, September time, having 2.2k or 3.
Yeah.
Going. It's nice to sort of see it, but nothing bad for me has happened on social media. Yes, message you and comment on your video is like, oh, you're such a or such a but you sort of just don't gotta let it affect you. I think go wrong sometimes. You let it affect you. You let it get in your head.
Yeah.
You sort of got to realise they're probably 70-year-old people that are on a phone, don't know what they're doing, taking 30 hours to even type them out, probably just, and they don't know what they're saying. And I think a lot of the times when people are letting it get to the head is when they get worse and let it digest the system. But overall, it hasn't impacted me at all. To be fair, I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
Like, so nothing really. I can't think of anything. There's nothing impacted me.
I think it's had its swings and roundabouts. I'm not gonna lie, because I've been on it since I'm trying to do maths in my head and it ain't really working. How old was I 5 years ago? 17 now. 13, 12, 13.
Yeah, 12, 13.
And I literally only got Musical.ly because my friend was downloading it and she was like, oh, I filmed some videos. Do you want to look at them? And then I downloaded my account. Then I started posting it. And then I think it took me around a month or even more than that to get 1k to go live.
Yeah.
And then I'm just kind of just stuck with it. But I've said this to everyone, like, I've got friends who do YouTube, like, and stuff who actually live, like, near me. And, like, I said, like, last year was the worst year for me because I've never really got hate. I got bullied for it to a certain extent, but I never got hate online until last year. And I think that's purely just down to lockdown. I'm not even gonna lie. Because like, you know those messages I got in my lives the other day? And I screenshot and sent them to you. Yeah, I never used to get any messages like that.
Yeah, it's just people trying to entertain themselves. That's what it is. People are just trying to entertain themselves. So I think when stuff like that happens, like when I was on TikTok lives, people kept saying, I don't know if I'm meant to say this on a video or whatever, or a podcast, but poo of it. Right? Yeah. But they kept spamming it and spamming it, spamming it and spamming it. And it was that one time as well. And then people were saying about the 50. Saying, and I don't know what they're on about. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I had no idea what they were on about. People trying to create their own entertainment. So you sort of have to kind of go along with it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it can be that funny. But then I suppose if they take it too far, you only know your limits. Like, they don't know your limit. So they're entertaining themselves by creating a limit for you.
Yeah.
And then you know when the time is right to just stop it. And if it gets annoying, just block. Like I did.
Yeah. I was talking to like Mary about this the other day because she's been on YouTube for I think the same amount of time as I have, but she's uploaded way more than I have because quite frankly I just don't get the motivation for it half the time. But she was saying like out of all the years that she's been on like or seen stuff on social media, she's never seen anything like what I had on my live the other day when she was on it as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well, lucky me.
Isn't it? Like, there's nothing really anyone else could either go along with it.
I think it happened earlier on when I still don't have that many friends now, but like if it happened earlier on when I first started, when I literally I had like one friend, then I think it would have affected me more. But now I've got a bit of a better support system. It's not as bad.
Talk to so many people about it as well. Like you have your friends, you have mom, your dad, you have people to talk to. You have it to talk. If anything goes wrong and bad, that's when you talk to so many different people or one person.
I'm just saying, when have you ever seen me talk about anything after?
To many people, very rare that you do talk to about more than like 4 people, but at least you're talking to at least someone though. If something happens, you at least talk to at least one person. So you're not keeping yourself, and it's not eating you up alive.
Bit debatable.
Well, then you have someone to help you.
Yeah.
Like, instead of eating yourself up, like, and not knows about it. Say if you tell me that I know about it, and then I can help you.
Yeah.
If where and whereabouts, like, there's levels to it.
I don't know why my friends asked me this one, because literally I'm like the worst person to ask this question, but it's like, what is the best way to cope with mental health on social media? I'm like, I'm like the worst person to go to. This is more Jake's forte, not mine. And there's another question afterwards that kind of links. No, it does not link. But I feel like I'm the worst person to ask. I feel like Jake should start and then I should just carry on.
I don't know. I don't think there is. This is probably not what people are going to hear, but I don't think there is really a way to deal with it.
No. No.
Because everyone's different. Not everyone's the same. And many people have different with mental health themselves, mental stability. Everyone has different ways. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, dude, because many people are different.
Yeah.
But for me, just try isolate yourself doing something else. You know, for me, is gaming. Like, when I'm gaming with my mates, I don't really on my phone at all. Like, even if I was with my ex-girlfriend I had like a year ago, I know it's probably bad on my part because it's typical of all the boys not replying to the girlfriends when they're on the games or whatever.
I never really had that issue. Anyways,
I'm that type of person because I love so much, and when I'm gaming, I just feel my happiest. And I just feel like I could just let myself go and not think about what's going on social media or people commenting on my videos, nasty, rude things or blah blah blah. But it's just how I deal with it, and obviously for you, I think it's different, but you don't really know what to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I don't really cope with things, or if I do, I cope with it like 5 years down the line. Normally I just sit, because I've been I'm always doing some form of something to a certain extent. So like, when everything was going on 4 or 5 years ago, I was doing TikTok and Musical.ly, so I was doing that, and then now I'm doing the podcast, I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing so like I just don't deal with stuff. I probably should. This is probably where I'm going wrong, but
I think as well with me joining TH, I think like it'll bring me so much more opportunities as well to do something. I think as well, like to think of ideas to do, and to obviously I know half the people in anyways, so it'll just be nice to talk to you, like get ideas from you as well. I think stuff like that, like your podcast that you're starting to do, it's sort of a getaway for you to cover topics that you probably don't want to.
Yep.
And then also talk about different topics, like the fun ones, like. But yeah, from my point of view, there ain't really any way to deal with it.
There's not a perfect solution. There's not a perfect way to deal with stuff. Like you've taught me some things in our friendship already. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for these words coming out of my mouth? Hang on a second. Let me just get comfortable. No, but there's not always a perfect way to deal with stuff, and sometimes, in Jake's words, you just have to take baby steps, which I'm not very good at doing.
Dude, that's literally all you need to do.
You just need, I was gonna say, if you have a good support system, if you have friends that you can go and talk to about stuff, I know not everyone has that, but if you have a friend, even if it's just one person, like, I mean, half the time I just sit there and tell Jake. And even then, even though I don't like doing it, and it takes a bit of persuading for me to actually do it, it does make you feel better in the long run. and not being funny, at least you're getting it off to someone. And I've always turned around and said, like, if no one has anyone to talk to, like, my DM's always open. I might not answer straight away, but I'll answer at some point. But I don't think there's a best way. And if it does get too much, just do what I probably don't do what I do, but half the time, I literally just come off my phone and give it to my mum or my dad, or just ignore everyone.
I don't really give my phone to anyone or have my phone off, because I know that if I'm on my games, like I said earlier,
you're not going to go on it.
Like, the only time we're having a little break of gaming for like 5 minutes, just scroll through and just live my life. Or just scroll through like football news, because I know there's anything bad on there. I just go on football news. But like we said, there's no perfect way to deal with it. Everyone is different. But it's like I always say to you, like you said, baby steps is probably the only way that I could tell anyone to deal with it. Because,
take each day as it comes.
Yeah, because you don't know what each day, like you have your good days and you have your bad days. You don't know when they're going to happen. You only know that when you wake up. Like,
whatever time of day that is.
Well, yeah, if that's like 11:30 or 11:30, you still day as it comes, because you'll still be awake at some point. Like, you'll get up, you'll either feel your day or you won't feel it.
99.9% I just don't feel it, but I just don't tell him.
Yeah, but like, you don't need to tell me, because I can tell you already.
Everyone always says that, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Easy to work out, it's unbelievable.
What do you mean I'm easy to work out?
You don't, like, I don't know, you give off easy signs, basically.
Great. No need to work harder then.
Yeah.
Everyone says that. Like, I've got a friend at college. I don't think he's going to watch this, but we've been friends for a year, and when stuff was going on, he was like, oh, you okay? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, Charlotte, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you're lying, aren't you? I'm like, maybe see you, go. And I'd walk away. He's probably going to kill me for that. Another deep one. Why is everyone asking us deep questions?
These topics need covering.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I had a feeling this was going to go up as well.
There's enough one that's come up that I'm only asking for the banter, I'm being honest, because if not, I know the person who put it on there and they're going to kill me for not asking you a said question.
So that means
What?
Are you going to ask me the question? Is that what it is?
No.
Oh, it's not. Right, 5 years.
How old would
How old would I be? 23?
Wait. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'll be 22, you'll be 23.
Right, okay. 23. So, I'd be lying if I didn't want to be with someone like that. Like, I think that's everyone's goal. If everyone's single, that's one of everyone's goal. If you're around this age, like 23 to 18 is a jump off. Like, so probably in it with someone, either living with or them coming round my own flat.
Yeah.
And staying, because I've never had that, like, at all. And then stable job, decent income, and just have the best people around me, to be fair. God, I don't really know.
So I would have finished uni.
Yeah.
Doing either child nursing or special educational needs, because I haven't decided yet and I need to decide by May. So I'd finish uni, possibly not move back. I don't think I'd move back to my parents. Depending how living at uni goes, to be honest with you. If it goes absolute shambles, then I probably will be moving back. But I don't know. I don't really know.
You don't know, do you, I suppose?
Pardon?
You don't know till you're there.
Well, no. But everyone's keeping telling me that I'm either going to be fine, and then other people telling me the fact they're worried about me going, so...
I'm not worried about you. I think you'll be fine. I think you need to be on your own, I think, which is a weird thing because when people say mental health, you don't have your own. I think you'd probably be better on your own because you don't have any. You can deal with it. You can FaceTime whoever you want, talk to them about.
True.
Like, you don't need anyone to sort anything out for you.
True.
It's your start to becoming an adult.
Charlotte being an adult.
I can see it. I think you like I say, baby steps.
I still get my mum to bring me phone up for my prescriptions and getting at the doctor's appointment for my flu jab.
Yeah, but
I don't really know. I'd hope by then that like us two would have met up in person.
Oh yeah, we will.
By then, hopefully.
I hope by then.
I hope I have a life by then. I mean, I'll be 22, so I don't really know.
But imagine if we all went into THT.
I don't think I'd last 5 minutes.
I'd go in it.
I'd go in it, but I feel like I'd just stay in my room the whole time.
As long as I don't have to pay for the bills, I'll be fine.
I just feel like I'd just stay in my room the whole time, and then like everyone would just be like, "Oh, Charlotte's just in her room."
No, I think you'd be out and about more if you were a group of people. Like,
I'm not a very social person, though, am I?
No, but I think if you live with people that you know and get to know, you'll be fine.
Maybe.
Like, you'd be alright. But
by then I'd be blooming 11. I'd be 16 years diagnosed by then. Blooming hell.
Jesus.
Diabetic life. Hopefully I'll be on the pump by then, because I don't want to be on injections for the rest of my life. That ain't a vibe of mine. It's not something that I can sit there and... I've only gone to the pub last year, but whether I actually go on... I did not delete. Whether I actually go on it or not is a whole different story. Ready for the next one?
Yep.
What ambitions do you have?
In life?
Yeah, just in life.
Just to become more fitter, I think. That's like it's the only one I have, really, to be fair. Like, just to become and feel better about myself, probably more, instead of getting fitter. Looking the part instead of being the part. I think sometimes people nowadays judge people off their looks. Like, if you're trying to find someone, that's how they judge it.
Yep.
I don't know. You sort of think to yourself, because I'm 18 and I've not found it. You sort of think, like, how long is it going to be till you find?
Yeah, I get. I think about that. And I'm 7. I'm like a year older. Year younger than you. Because.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to look the part, and I said it was one of my goals this year, and I haven't stuck by it. But I have no motivation to do it because I'm not going out. And all I want to do is arse. Bum. Sorry, me bum. And just play games because I know that I'll do that because I enjoy it. But I started doing it for like a week, like working out at home, getting some weight. I actually lost. Could feel it. Actually gaining muscle, and I could feel it. And now I've put it back on again because I haven't bothered.
In the first lockdown, I bothered a bit more.
Yeah.
And then stopped happening the second lockdown, and then started happening the third lockdown. So I ain't bothered since.
The first one, I didn't bother at all. Like, that was all I was doing. You just coming downstairs after my sleep, eating, going to play again, eating again, coming back up, sleeping, doing the exact same thing over.
I was still doing college for the majority of it, because I remember that from March to May, I had pretty much assignments every week. So I still had to get up, and I was getting up at like 6:30 just to do my assignment, just so I could actually get it done. And then I had a bit more of like a routine in my life, and then the second lockdown happened, and I just couldn't be arsed.
The second one, I wasn't too bad. Not with like the fitness wise. I was like, I wasn't too bad because the first one I did have a bit of college work to do because I was at college at that, but I never had too much to do. So I would do like an hour or two of it a day, and I'd go and sit on my PlayStation. And I wouldn't care because I knew that's just what I enjoyed. But getting fit for me has been a struggle. But I've always been behind in everything, like schoolwork. When I was at school, because I'm technically a year behind in age in everyone. So all of that makes me feel a bit like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, and then schoolwork, I was just stuff like that, and they all add up. I got released from a few, like a football, and it sort of sets you back a little bit. Like, your working out sort of stops to a level, to an extent, and I need to get back onto it. Like, I'm a skinny boy. Like, people say that you've got a bit of meat on you, as the term says.
Yeah.
A bit of piece of me that've got meat on me is.
Yeah.
My legs is probably fine. My legs is probably where I want to be, kind of. But my arms, my stomach, my chest, my shoulder, nowhere near where I want to be in 5 years.
Yeah, I agree. I
want to be someone that, as much as people say, oh, look, really?
I don't care. Like, it sounds bad, but
no,
like, I've gone with people, for example, like Sonny, yeah, who was like decently good looking.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely shockingly crap. My exes were like the not complete opposite, but like in the society way, the complete opposite. And them relationships was one of the best relationships I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then now I'm just like, I don't really care.
I don't know if this is right to say, but would you go out with a quote-unquote minger? I know people are preaching self-love. Completely get that. Love everyone.
Yeah.
Completely understand that, but would you see yourself with a quote what the hard boy as mingers?
I don't really care. I've never really cared. Because I've never had anyone to really please. Because at school, I was not the popular, but I weren't unpopular. I was always in the middle, and I was always friends with the unpopular, and always friends with the popular lot.
I was the same.
And
I always used to hang out with like the geeks, if you know what I mean. But then I was always friends with the popular ones because I football with them. They
see, I was similar. I did musical theatre with a lot of the popular ones at the school. So therefore, I was friends with them a lot because of musical theatre, and plus some of them were in my drama class. And then, but then I was also friends with like the people that were classed as unpopular, that people didn't like in the school, or the popular lot didn't like in the school. But then I was also friends with the people in between. So I was always kind of like thing. But then I went to an all-girls school and I hated every single minute of it. So because I've always got along better with boys than I have girls.
Yeah.
And that's always been a fact. Like, my brother's the complete opposite, but I've always been like that.
Yeah.
Like, in primary school, all my friends were boys. I didn't really get along with any of the girls.
Yeah.
So.
What's your ambitions then? Come on, we
oh, God. Do I have any?
You've got to have some at least.
Do I look like I have any?
I think another one for me, you just enjoy.
I think after what's happened recently, I've kind of realised that life is kind of too short.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And as soon as you sort of realise what's going on, like, do things when you're a little kid, should I really be wasting life sitting around, like, not doing it? Like, we be sure, obviously, with what's going on with you past few days or week or whatever, it sort of makes you realise, doesn't it? I'm not, you've had.
I've been through it 5 times within the past 5 years.
Exactly. I've never had that at all. No one at all. So I don't know how, which is why I can't help you in that sense, because I don't know it. Like, it's probably the only thing in my life that I can't help you at all, because I haven't been through it at all.
The first time I went through it, I was 4. But obviously at the age of 4, you don't really remember anything.
Yeah. Oh,
And then,
yeah. 4 or 5, I had one.
I was like, I don't know. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I was playing out. I was playing out the front garden with my blooming cousins at the time. Like at the time, they're still my cousins. But I was just playing outside the front with my cousins, and I didn't know any different.
You just get on with life, don't you? You get told it.
And then you just get on with it.
You have a you, and then 5 minutes later, you're running around in that garden screaming half away.
But I think, I don't know. I feel like with everything that's gone on in my life at the moment, and like recently over the past weekend and that, it's kind of made everyone in our year group kind of realise the fact of, one, we're not all going to be here for like forever. As bad as it sounds, we're not. And, you know, I've had people reach out to me that I haven't spoken to since I left school.
Yeah.
And we was like, well, why did we stop staying in contact? And I was like, well, I kind of went off the rails and God knows what else. And, you know, life has its issues and that in between, and I didn't really bother talking to many people. But I think as long as you do what you want to do with your life and it doesn't hurt anyone else, like, what harm is it going to have?
Exactly.
I mean, please have some form of fun, but like...
You just enjoy life how you want to enjoy it, don't you? Do things you want to do and just kind of hope that it pleases other people at an extent, but then don't because you want to please yourself. But
see, that's one of the things I was scared to do this. I was going to originally do this podcast last year during lockdown. That's when the idea first came along. And then I was scared to do it because then I realised the fact that, one, I'm a very boring person, I don't do much in my life. Second of all, I don't know if people are going to like it. And then I decided to make friends with you, and then I realised, actually, do I really care if people are going to like it or not? Probably not.
Well, you don't care if people are going to like it or not. You want to enjoy to do and kind of want to make it bigger and grow.
Mr. I see potential in you. You know I'm going to bring that up every single time, right?
Yeah.
I told my friends about that. Anyways. I'm leaving that question to the end because we're not going to talk about that until later.
I don't.
Why do you not want to know?
I do want to know, but I don't want to know because then you made it a big deal. So it's obviously a big question.
It's not that big of a question. It's just a funny question.
Oh, okay.
Because I know the person who's asked this.
Oh, right.
So it's going to make it funnier.
Right, okay. Right.
To be fair, I'm not going to lie, a lot of the questions were literally about me having a crush on you. Which I've swiftly moved because there's not much to say about it, really.
You ask about that. Why'd you have a crush on him?
There was that one. There was
question.
There was that one. There was, when did you realise you liked him? And all these. I was like, I'm not answering all those. I mean, I could, but I don't know if I want to.
That bothered me. I'll just say.
Well, I'm trying to think of something else to talk about before I ask this question, because this question needs to be like an ending question. But I think I only talk about something else in between.
I'm trying to think. So, if you... Right, okay.
Oh, God, I'm scared.
This you earlier. If you, on your book...
Yeah.
Right now, no money restrictions, no time restrictions, nothing.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Travel.
Where?
Anywhere.
Where's anywhere, though? You have to have somewhere, surely.
No, because I've kind of grown up in a family, like, we've gone on holidays abroad when I was younger, and then I nearly drowned, and then we've never been back since. Would you like to know a story?
Yeah.
So, this just makes Charlotte's life a bit more sense here, right? So, we went on a family holiday. It was like me, my mum, my dad, and my brother, and we went to Creek when I was younger. My mum took off my armbands, and Charlotte, being the disobedient child, my mum's going to be like, "Oh, Charlotte, like, don't go near the edge of the water because you're gonna fall in." Me going, yeah, whatever. So I start at the age of 4, walking across the edge of the water. Next minute, I know I actually like fall into the water without my armbands. My dad jumps in. These people that my brother was trying to impress, as in like 2 girls my brother was trying to impress, jump in. This Spanish man jumps in and goes to my mum, I think she's hurt her chest. And then ever since that instant, we just haven't gone abroad.
That's a
can't even be surprised at this point.
So you literally fell in here.
Yeah. It's like when I hit my head against a brick wall in year 2.
I suppose it's not your fault then, I suppose, is it? If you just fell in.
Well, I guess if you're walking against the water and the waves going in, and like.
Yeah. Well.
So I haven't really gone abroad since. I mean, I went to Disneyland Paris with my college last year.
I went to Disneyland Paris with my in year 7.
See, we were meant to do it in year 8, and it was going to be my 13th birthday present and everything. But then because of the terrorist attacks, they then turned around and said it's not safe. So then we didn't go.
1.5 years before that stuff happened. We were lucky because we were going to leave it for another couple of years as well.
Yeah.
We were very, very lucky to like go where we. So
we literally went on the 9th of Feb, so before lockdown happened. Thank the blooming Lord. And then somehow I had to there was me, my friend Amelia, and my friend May were all sharing a room together, and I was the first person up each day. I was the first person ready each day.
Yeah.
And then I had the job of getting the other 2 up, and everyone thought the whole trip it's going to be the other way around. I'll be like the last person to get ready.
You were like one of the first. Yeah.
See, I can do it when I want to do it.
At what, 1 o'clock, and you got ready within half hour?
True that. I've had practice over the years.
I know some women it takes 3 hours to get ready.
It depends, right? It depends, because if I'm doing makeup on a live, then it takes longer because I get distracted. Because I'm like, oh, let's look at see what people are saying in the comments. But then if I'm like doing it, for example, for this, I just sat there, put music on, and just done it. My friend, I Snapchat my friend told me, I said,
you're not Troy and Gabriella.
I compare every single one of my relationships to Troy and Gabriella and just realise that's never going to happen.
Fell in love in life and just kissed. Yet, after we collided, they literally did things on camera and didn't fall in love.
I mean, I don't have the greatest life anyway, so I mean, I don't think anything would really make any difference.
Mine's non-existent, but
Same.
like, I just go for the wrong people.
Do you want to elaborate on that, or?
Well, it's just sit here and I'm like, you look at your past and then you go,
Yeah.
I've been for one right person, but I just ended it because I was
Really?
No, not that. I was a bit of a swear word.
Right, okay.
And I just didn't enjoy it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I've never broken up with someone. They've always broken up with me.
She was the only person I broke up with. To that, I've only had like 3.
I mean, I've had 3.
The other one just ended mutually, which was Megan.
Me and Sonny was one-sided, but thank God he's out of my life. Actually, it wasn't actually one-sided. It's more like 2-sided, but I just didn't say anything and just put, okay, see you later, have a nice life. And then me and my ex before that, I broke up with him, but that's only because I felt like he cheated on me. And I was like, I ain't here for this, see you later. And then my boyfriend before that, he broke up with me. I don't really know why.
I've been in the lockdown, same amount of lockdown relationships.
Same. Actually, I don't really class the person I cheated on me with because I don't class the person who cheated on me because we were only together for like a month, if that.
Yeah.
And I don't really class that.
Oh.
My friend Tana said to me, he was like, ever since you two broke up, you've been a bit happy, and I was like, that's a fair point.
You have. I've always said that. Even I don't really remember Liv. Do you remember Liv? I don't think you know Liv. She comes on my lives with me sometimes.
Yeah.
Her and Charlie. They were together, and they weren't together that long. Hit her hard when they broke up, and ever since I always said to her, "You've come out of it such a better." No, I haven't.
Me.
You don't actually realise it, but you actually do. I think I've come out of mine a better person. with Megan taught me a lesson. Like, obviously, we were long distance, and it sort of teaches me that when someone finds one boy so close to them, their head, like, and I know Megan's probably, if Megan listens to this, which she probably won't, have an hour to spare.
Yeah.
But if she hears this, I think she probably knows, because I think we've spoke about it, we've either spoke about it or we've not, but I think she's still talking to the lad now, or she left him and come back to him. But she said to me a while ago that she sort of regrets it, but then she don't at the same time. But like me, got to a point where we were on FaceTime all day. Because we were so long distance, we were on FaceTime all day, sleeping at night on FaceTime. That was our routine.
Yeah.
Sit in my bed, watch films, watch YouTube, talk to Megan, go on my phone. That would be my day. And it got repetitive and it just got boring for both of us.
See, I don't know what to say. I've never been that person, even in my 3-year relationship, and he just didn't reply back to me either, so perhaps it's just a common thing. I've never been one to sit there and be like, you know what, I'm going to FaceTime my boyfriend for the whole day. Because I'm more like, he can do what he wants to do in the daytime. I do what I do want to do in the daytime. If we talk later on, that's all well and good. If not, we'll just talk tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's been. It's even like, even when I'm friends with people, I'm like, oh, they're doing stuff in the day, I'm doing stuff well, I mean, I don't do anything in the day, but if I was doing stuff in the day.
But it's like the girl I'm talking. It's like she does her own stuff. I do my own stuff, like, and we FaceTime at night. If I'm not playing my games late at night, we FaceTime at night, we watch a film, and I go then. But, like, we sort of kind of, like, leave each other alone during the day. Whereas I think if she was my girlfriend, it'd be a bit different. I think, like, some girls get annoyed when they're Megan, which ended in September, October time.
Yeah, mine was starting in December.
Me and Megan ended in September, 4 or 5 months. That was 6 months ago. Near enough since I've turned 15. I was 15. Was my first girlfriend that cheated on me. And
I had my first boyfriend so young. Yeah, I know. We only saw each other 9 times.
The relationships kind of teach you a lesson.
I don't think. I think it's. I don't think Sonny did.
Like, they teach you loads of different things to understand women or men.
I still don't understand. I don't understand men.
I don't. You lot are weird. Like, one day you want to just be left alone. Like, you lot alright? Honestly. Waste time on boys that don't talk to you back. There you go.
Well, that one. Yeah, but I think it's kind of made things worse in a way.
Out of a relationship, learning something, it wasn't a relationship.
Yeah.
Earlier with the gaming. Like, that's my getaway. That's what I do daily. Like, I don't talk to people, and that's probably why I'm partly single. Is because I don't really talk to people. I don't know how to talk to women.
I don't know how to talk to men, so it's fine.
The girl I'm talking to, I do not understand. I do not know how to talk to her. I'm even surprised she's still stuck around. Like, I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know.
I think it depends on the person, though.
As well, with Megan, another lesson Megan taught me is, at the end, when she got with this lad, well, not got with him, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
She sent me a message that she wasn't meant to send to me. It was meant to send to him, and it was about me, saying how boring I was. And then it gets to your head, and then it's in there, and then it circles your brain. And every time you then talk to someone, you're like, oh, I feel like I'm being boring.
Yeah.
And then it gets you in that head, and then it takes you back to that day, then the message in front of your face, and it's just like...
I remember one time when me and an ex broke up, he broke up with me and we kind of like left it. And I was like, you know what, you do you. And then he went back to his ex the same day and I was like, you know what, I can't be after that. So I was like, you do you, I'll do me. And I literally went to go and block him. And I looked and him and all his friends were commenting on my Instagram post. And they were saying the most like disgusting things ever, to the point I had to try and delete them before my family looked at them.
Yeah.
And then because that was like my last relationship between him and Sonny. And then I remember the fact of when I was talking to people in between, I would automatically just cut it off. And then they'd be like, why have you blocked me? I'd be like, oh, sorry, didn't mean to, I was meant to block so-and-so. And they're like, no, but why have you blocked me though? And I was like, a bit awkward. And then I blocked him on Instagram. And then I'd like talk to them for a bit and be like, okay, this could go somewhere. And they'd be like, no, I'm not doing it again. And then it all went down to one of the messages he put on the thing. Cause even another ex.
Talking about earlier, isn't it? Like, things that, the littlest things people say, even something like boring, it gets to you so bad, and it takes you into like your next ones, and it's so annoying because I said to myself, I wasn't going to let it defeat me or think about it. You can't stop yourself.
You're talking to the queen of overthinking over here.
Like, you just can't think about it at all.
No.
It's the only thing that I've learned to just take my time.
Yeah.
I don't need anyone to be happy. I've learned I've learned finally how to be happy on my own.
I'm still, that's a work in progress.
Yeah, but
I'll get there in the end. leave it a few years and I'll be back.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that though. If you sort yourself out and take time with it. But before you ask the last question, I think
I'm scared to.
Is that mental health is a big thing.
Yes, I agree.
It needs to be controlled in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say us as influencers because we're not powerful enough, if you mean. But we can start little, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We have a voice in a way to people of the older generation.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I do. Because a lot of my followers on TikTok, they're a lot of older people. I don't have many younger people. So
mine's more 17 to like 20 odd. It's like
more like 20 to 30 odd.
Yeah, I know.
It's outrageous. But yeah, I think what we've learned, mental health is a big thing. It needs to be controlled. We need to start it to stop it.
The thing is, only us as... I hate using the word influencers because we don't influence anyone to do anything. But
us as people
can make a change, and it's down to us to start making that change and start the conversation. Because if we don't start the conversation, then it's not going to get sorted, and more things are going to happen.
Yeah, indeed, I agree. Am I ready for this question?
I'm terrified.
Go on.
This goes back to us playing Say or Shot It on TikTok Live, by the way.
There's Mary's out.
Someone asked why you shotted a specific question.
Oh, is it the one where...
No, I'm not... You know what specific question I'm on about. Sorted out behind the scenes. We're still friends. He's still like a brother to me. That's not going to change. Nothing's really changed, to be honest. I'm not even going to lie.
It's just Charlotte, is...
You know, after that live, I had about 5 people tag you in one of my TikToks, and then I had tried to delete them before you woke up.
Really?
They're like, is this aimed at Jake? Is this aimed at Jake? Is this TikTok aimed at Jake? Is this aimed at Jake? And I was like...
Which TikTok?
I'm not saying which ones. They weren't aimed at you. They were aimed at people specifically. But whether they're aimed at you or not as a whole, I don't really know.
I like to scroll through TikTok now, just...
Let's not do that.
I'll do that. No. But, yeah, or the podcast. The video or podcast is sponsored by TH Management. So make sure you give them a follow. And yeah, me, Charlotte will see you guys in a bit, and I'm sure you'll probably see me in a bit. So, guys, peace.